Hey guys, Horace here, and today I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Colosseum any size you want. It's actually incredible with just a few simple steps. So let's get right into it. The first step is fairly easy. What you're going to do is you're going to do //h cylinder, which is basically just stands for a hollow cylinder. And then you're going to do an ID. I'm just going to do a diamond block, and then whatever size Colosseum you want. So say 25 is going to look something like this, 50 is going to look something like that, and then 100 is going to look something like that. Now, when you do this, it's basically going to make a circle around you that's hollowed out. And that's very, very important because you want to see how large your Colosseum is going to be. But for this tutorial, I'm going to do the size 50, which is actually fairly simple. Now, something I highly recommend doing is generally when you do this on grass, you will absolutely want to make sure that you know exactly where your center point is, because that is absolutely crucial for this. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go find the center point of this, and all that is basically the center point between this point and this point. If you want to find that out with WorldEdit, if you have a really big Colosseum and you don't have like perfect lines showing exactly where that will be, you can do //middle and then whatever number ID you want, and it'll kind of show you the exact middle, and it's super, super simple. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to place a block on that, and then we're going to undo the diamond cylinder and then just keep the block there. Let's actually just use the diamond again. And there we go. Now we don't have anything but the diamond block and the center point of where we're going to be wanting to make the center of our Colosseum. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go over, left click and right click. That's very important. You're only wanting to select this one very specific block. You don't want to select any other blocks, just this one. And then you're going to go back to your center point, and we're going to be using the Revolve command. The Revolve command can be a little frustrating to understand. So let me kind of go through a little bit of a recap on how it works. So using the Revolve command, we've made our selection, and now we're prepared to use a Revolve command. So if we do 4, then that's going to essentially do it in the 4 coordinate directions, just like that. Now, if you want to make more points, you basically just add a larger number, so say 24, basically. Or if you want a really large number, you just do //revolve 100, right? It's just going to make a bunch more points. If you want to make an entire circle, you'll do a really high number, and that's basically how it works. Now, when you do this, it's basically centering around your avatar. The Y level does not matter. You don't need to copy and paste anything. It's purely just the selection. So, for example, let's up this and make kind of an interesting design. It doesn't really matter what this design is, but it's basically all on the same thing. And then we just select it just like that. And then we go back to our center point and watch what happens when we do this. So let me undo this really quickly to kind of give us a better idea. So let's fly up a little bit and then do //revolve 100. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to copy that and then revolve around us. Now, if we move our avatar, say we're not centered, then this is what's going to happen. It's going to be off where your center point should be, and it's going to essentially change that to wherever the center of you is, your avatar is, from that point. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, then I guess we're just going to have to follow along the tutorial of how to make the Colosseum in every step, and you should be able to get the results that you're looking for. But hopefully that does make sense. So what we're going to do is we are just going to select the diamond block. Okay, back to the middle we go. We do //revolve 24, and now it's going to make all of the points that we need. And now we need to do the first selection over here, and then the second selection over here, which is just, again, a left click and then a right click. And then what we're going to do is going to look straight up, and then you're going to stack 10. You can also just do stack 10 up, and that's going to do the exact same thing. That way you don't have to look all the way up. And then basically now we need to go into our convex selection. Okay, how to get into the convex selection is rather simple and rather easy. Doing /cell convex just like that and then pressing enter allows you to go into the convex selection tool, which is basically just being able to use your wooden tool a little bit differently. So using a left click to start your convex selection and then a right click to basically add a vertex to that. And it's actually rather simple to continue adding them. As you can see in chat, it's fairly simple. I can use the spike command to kind of give you an idea of what that would look like. And as you can see, you can make some pretty impossible shapes that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. Okay, how to get back into your normal selection tool is very simple. Doing /cell cuboid allows you basically to go back to your default wand with the first position and second position. Now, let's go back into our convex command, and then let's select all of these points. So left click, and then right clicks on all of these pillars after to add those vertexes. If I accidentally clicked the left click, as you can see, it says start a new selection with vertex, which means that now this is the first point. And now if I, added another extra vertex, it would only be going from this point to this point. So remember, your left click always restarts everything. So now you'd need to go back all the way to the start and basically add all of those vertexes once more. But once you do all of that, then you basically need to understand how the arch command works, which is actually rather simple. /arch is actually rather simple. To see the usage, you can basically do /arch, and then there you go. Now you see the usage, and you basically can ignore this little part. This is the command ID, so let's just go ahead and do that. So arch, and then diamond block, which is the block that I want to use. And then let's do the width, which is generally 5, which is basically how thick you want your arches to be. 5, again, for the height is generally the matched numbers to these two, is generally what I found is best. Your pillar size, you want to keep that in anywhere from 1 to 3 for this size of a Colosseum. You can kind of, practice and, kind of test however you want and be as creative as you want. But generally, I'm just going to keep it to, let's say, 2. And then the amount is basically how many pillars you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you do 1 minus that number. So if it's 7, then you do 6. If it's 8, then you do 7, etc., etc. And then you press enter. And just like that, now you have all of your beautiful arches. Now, if you want these to stack down, you do at the end, you do /-d. And then what that's going to do is it's going to just stack all of the pillars down until it hits something that is basically stopping it. Now, if you want to make your pillars thicker, then basically you'll undo that and then go back to the pillar size and then just redo that. And just like that, you get your pillars to be thicker. It's actually rather simple and rather easy. Okay, now that we've done that, now we need to basically go back to our cuboid selection, which is /cell cuboid, just like that. And then we're going to left click the top of this corner and then right click the bottom of this corner, just like that. And then we're going to go back to our center. Now, if you want to rotate this around to the other corners, you can do /copy, /rotate 90, and then /paste -a, and just like that. Now I'm just going to use my macros to speed that up really quickly. And there you go. You got your first layer of your Colosseum. It's actually rather simple. Now, of course, you can basically stack this beforehand before copy and pasting it, but generally you'll want to now select the entire thing. Remember, you don't want to select any of this air, because if you do, then this is what it's going to happen. So if you stack it like 4 up, then you're going to basically have these air pockets in these pillars. So you want to go into F5 and then make sure that your feet are on this top block right here, and then go and make that selection again, and then stack up 3, just like that. And now you have a giant Colosseum. Now, this isn't a tutorial on how to detail them, because I want you guys to be creative on how you do that. So I'm going to kind of leave that to you. Now, I will say that in order to make like a bull pit or whatever, something that I found very useful is basically you can use the revolve command once again. So say these are like chairs or whatever, or like the stadium seats. And then, of course, you have your normal like arena in the center. So let's do that kind of. So basically you make a bit of a seating area, and then you have a big drop off in the center. And then, of course, you can go back into the center and then do revolve and then 1500. And basically what that's going to do is it's going to instantly allow you to have all your seating and then make a big arena for you. Super simple and super easy. Okay, I'm just going to show you kind of how I do my roofs. It's actually rather simple and rather silly, but that doesn't really matter because nobody really cares because, again, this is a tutorial. So, again, you're making a piece of the slice. You're making a selection for that. You're going into the center, and then basically you're just going to straight up revolve it, and there you go. You got your top roof. Super simple and super easy. Okay, I'm going to cut in one more time. So basically to add a little bit more detail to this roof, because right now it's kind of flat and boring, you can basically add a little bit of detail really, really easy by adding a little bit of a detail block, going back to the center once more, and then doing / revolve like 24. If you want some more, you can do like / revolve like 48, and it's just going to add a little bit more detail to it. Generally add slabs to this too, and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do anything more than that. Everything else is purely up to your creativity. Anyway, off to the outro. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and hopefully you guys have a happy time making Colosseums and other things like that. If you do need a professional builder, I do have a Discord, so if you ever need some help or anything like that, then join that Discord. I also have a server that's 1.18 that has ARCEON and premium plugins, and just for $5 a month. Anyway, guys, enough self-promotion. See you guys later.